Steve. Hey YouTube, Sunny Steve back with another video. Let you know what I've been picking up and playing. Bit of a game room update. I know it's been a while, but I completely wrecked my game room. I'm not going to lie. I filled it with a lot of arcade cabs down both sides. So that made it like a sort of narrow gully right in the middle. I was sort of like getting the arcade cabs in while I can, because it wasn't like I was buying for the sake of buying. If I'd had a big enough game room, I would have kept a lot, but I've thinned sort of 4 or 5 arcade cabs out and got my console area back. It's so much better up here now. I've got my chair that I can actually sit out, because as I say, it was so narrow I just could barely get in there. Sitting at my Amiga was just a bit of a nightmare, because I'd basically compacted my console area down to that unit and sort of that wide, so I had both monitors on display, but it just wasn't practical really. It's just so much better now. I've sort of been working on this for the past sort of 3 or 4 weeks, and if I'm honest, the setup's better than ever in my opinion. I've still got a bit of a mess sort of underneath the units either side. I've got to put some shelves in. I've just got some sort of controllers and like the Vectrex and me SX64 stuff like that under there that I'd say I just need to put some shelves underneath and tidy that up. But it's honestly, it's just so nice being able to sit up here on my consoles, because I've got so much set up down here. I don't know if anyone sort of realised that I had my Extron where I've got like 16 different inputs. So I've got everything in here, my Mega CD, Sega Mega Drive, Saturn, Dreamcast on that side, NES, Super Nintendo, N64. I've got my PC Engine down there that I want to get out of there and sort of put up the top up here, but I've got a Wii down there as well, because there is some really good stuff on the Wii, believe it or not. And then I've got my PS1 and my PS2 on the bottom there. This PS1's actually quite new. It's got a like an SD card mod, which, like, massive thanks to Marcus, he'd done the card for me. I bought the system, and as I say, it's not complete up here yet. I still want to add an Xbox 360, but it's almost there. I just want to add a JTAG so I could play the cave games on the CRTs, because they just look so much better in 240p. But moving on, yeah, I've say a few little pickups I've got. Again, another thanks goes to Marcus about these speakers. He brought them to my attention. I'm not really sure how to pronounce them. Is it Stelges? I've no idea, absolutely no idea. But they're really nice speakers. They're active, so obviously they don't need a separate amp. And basically, when I had this set up before, I pretty much only had one sound output at the Extron. So with having sort of 3 monitors on the go but only one sort of sound output, like I'm still using my Denon amp. At least with 2 lots, I can either use them all together, or obviously 2 for 2 monitors. It just works so much better. Like if somebody's on this one, they've got their sound coming out of there, and same with this one. So it's just, the setup's better than ever. Like I've really thought about it before everything goes back in, because honestly, it's a big job when you're wiring these in. There's so many cables out the back. There's so many things that can go wrong, especially when you've got obviously 16 inputs coming out, and 16 inputs going in and 3 coming out, or sorry, 4 coming out, because I've actually got my OSSC just in there, so I can actually sort of do sort of streaming and stuff, because anything that's going into the Extron can come out on that, and I can obviously put it to my capture card. Albeit I haven't got a PC or anything set up here, but if I wanted to set a laptop up, it's easy enough. But I've also got on this cab, I've got my Mister. So anything coming out of this cab in particular, I can actually put this through all these monitors as well. So it's just a case of clicking a few buttons and literally everything comes on there, although I did miss a button. So on the big screen as well. The reason I've done this is because I've only got one mister. I did have another one, but I let it go with another cab. So I just think having two is a bit of overkill. But if I ever want to play anything vertical on the mister, or even like anything, if I wanted to play like C64 or any of the cores, I can use this arcade stick and just output it to any of these monitors. So yeah, if I wanted to play something vertical, it's right there. So yeah, really happy with the way everything's gone with that. So I think the only Amiga game I've picked up in the last sort of 6 months has been this Necronom. It's a bit like a sort of an R-type clone shooter. I mean, apologies about the flicker, but I can't get a happy medium with this. If I sort of put the shutter down to 50 or 60, like the rest of the room sort of flickers. So it's, I don't know, I've given up making perfect videos, trying to capture the CRTs, but it's not a bad game. Obviously, it's not the best shooter in the world. I mean, I'd never even heard of it, but the soundtrack is really cool. I'll just turn it up. I don't know, it's just something about it. It's a bit eerie, sort of got a bit of an atmosphere to it. But no, it's a pretty cool game. It runs alright. It's like balls hard, like a lot of shooters on the Amiga are. But I'm quite happy with the way the Amiga collection is at the moment, because as I said, I've not sold anything on the Amiga. I've not thinned anything out. I've thinned out a bit of Mega Drive, thinned out a bit of Super Nintendo. I didn't have much to start with, but I've just thinned out a few bits really, just to gain a bit of space. But I mean, old viewers of my stuff might remember this monitor. It's a Pioneer PDP 424, is it? 242, something like that. I had this years ago. I bought it off Beeps, and my good friend Monster Mug's done a deal to get it back, and he hasn't got the room for it, so I'm just going to set it up in mine until he asks for it back, because it's a cool monitor. I mean, obviously it's massive. I mean, it's a 40 inch. This is a 20 inch, so just a bit of for a size comparison. It's absolutely huge, and obviously in a 4:3 aspect ratio as well, which you just don't see. Being a plasma, it obviously it weighs a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. I mean, the colours are vibrant, and I don't remember it actually looking as good as it does now. I don't know if it's because I'm using better cables, maybe. I'm not really sure, but I remember in my old video with that Alex came around and filmed, I was sort of slagging it off for having quite a lot of ghosting and stuff like that. But no, it seems absolutely fine. It's definitely passable. I mean, not as good as the CRTs, but for the sheer size of it, it's a really cool bit of kit. So yeah, if you're watching, Lee, I don't really want to give it up, if I'm honest. But the other thing I've been sort of getting into is like cordless or wireless joysticks, like Joypads. I'm just getting really bored of cables running everywhere, so I've bought a few. I mean, the Saturn one I've had for a bit. I actually bought another one without even realising. What was it? It's up here somewhere. I think it's the is it the Pro one? Yeah, it's the sort of the newer one with the analog sticks. I literally have not got that out of the box. That was on my Christmas list. This has come quite recently, the Dreamcast Retro Fighters Joypad, which, I mean, I've tried it, can't detect any lag. This Super Nintendo one, actually, I've been really impressed with the 8-bit Do ones, or 8-bit Do. Yeah, I just can't stand having cables running everywhere. And then I bought a wireless dongle for the PS1, which is compatible with the PS2 as well. And I'm just running a PS4 pad that I had laying around. So no, really cool, really impressed with that. Diagnosis sign, like neon sign, neon light. I think it looks pretty cool. Probably wants to be on the Amiga side, but no, I do quite like lighting in game rooms. So coming down the line, obviously the 3 e-grits, they don't go anywhere. I do love my e-grits. It's really just the dedicated cabs that I've moved on. I let go Paperboy, I've let go Return of the Jedi, I've let go Donkey Kong, and I've let go Track and Field. I've still got my Sinistar, it's not in the room, but that won't go anywhere. And I've still got my Outrun. And as I say, the Amiga collection is still strong, and I've still got a loft full as well. So if you've seen me at the gaming markets, trust me, it's made me realise that even though I've sold a bit and my bank balance is looking better, I've still got games everywhere. So it's all looking good. But this is a new purchase, a Viewlix. It's got a couple of consoles inside. It's got a PS4 and an Xbox 360 JTAG. Really cool, really happy with it. Apart from the plastics being a bit yellowed, which I will try and get some replacements. I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing a bit of Mushihime Sama quite a lot. Actually, 1cc'd it on, it's just come up, that was good timing. It's just on novice mode, but I've 1cc'd it twice. You can see it's when it says stage and all. I've no idea how I got that like £20 million bonus for that first run I did, but I don't know. I was really impressed with that though. I really like the game, and it's got the that's the sequel art, the Futari 1.5. And while I'm thinking about it, actually, my good friend Dal gifted me a 360 arcade stick. Like, really appreciate. Really didn't have to do that. It's got some really cool art on it. One reason why I want to get another JTAG 360 down here, so I can, as I say, play it on the monitors, and I'll be using that stick. It's really, really cool. But no, really impressed with the Viewlix. As I say, it's had a lot of mods. Again, long-time viewers of my channel will remember I had a Diamond Blue, and like the original monitors on these are not that good. So this one's a 4K monitor. It's had a like a custom bracket fitted that Franco B does. A lot of people on the arcade scene will know who Franco B is. Done some really good work. It's got a few nice little mods where you can use it's got like a volume knob on there. It's got like a USB extension on there, so if I wanted to use, there's a wireless dongle in there now, but like a Wi-Fi dongle, but if I want to use another wired stick, maybe if I'm playing 2 players, I've only got a 1-player panel on here at the moment. Things like all the home buttons and all that are like configured on there with a Brooks adapter underneath, and it's basically like a couple of buttons to swap it from PS4 over to 360, and obviously with the amount of shooters I've got, especially for the PS4, it'd just be a good opportunity to go through them. And I've still got my my Kong off marquee. I didn't let that go with the Donkey Kong. I did think about selling it. I didn't have any like nibbles on it on the London gaming market, but in some ways I'm sort of happy, because I think that'll look good on the wall. But the Outrun's still going strong. Marquee light isn't though. That ballast caught fire when I had a meet earlier this year, so I've still got to sort that out. But I don't want to sell my Outrun. I do like the Outrun, especially with Smarty Pie in it, where I can play a bit of Chase HQ and stuff like that. I've got a Sonic ring up there that Monster Mug got hold of. He was doing a bit of work for Sega World up in London, and they use those as like a Sonic display. So that's pretty cool. Just keep that on the Outrun. And then over here, I'm really happy with this sort of end of the game room. I've finally got a turntable in here. It was quite cheap as well, because I bought a new amp for the lounge, so I had a spare amp, and I bought this off Marketplace, this Denon turntable. I think it was only just over 100 quid, something like that. All works really nice. Bought a couple of bookshelf speakers as well. Again, these bookshelf speakers were like £20. Again, Denon. it's a bit not like amazing, but it sounds okay for what I wanted in the room, and it's just nice to have all my gaming vinyl sort of where I can get it and listen to it without the family being tortured. And I've also got my TV up this end now, where I've got the Switch plugged into it with a bit of WarioWare gifted again. And the amount of gifts I've had this year, that was from Alex. He come to a meet of mine, and it was quite close to my birthday, and he was just like you can have it. And I was really grateful. Again, didn't have to do that. I've been playing it a little bit. It's quite fun actually. It's I do like mini games, so suits me down to the ground. But yeah, just a bit of a quick sort of down and dirty video, just a bit of an update. But hopefully, I'll start getting a bit more stuff on YouTube. As I say, it come to a point where I didn't even really want to be in here because it was just too crowded. But definitely got it back to where I want it.